and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing my first project pan update. I started my project pan series in August, somewhere half between the month. So I thought it was high time to do a first update. This is the bag filled with makeup items that I'm planning to pan. And this is the notebook that I'm using to track my progress. I have my scale here to show me how far I've gotten since the first weigh-in. And let's just get right into it. The first item on my list is my Meteorites base by Guerlain. This is what the bottle looks like. As you can see right here, there are still just a couple of little balls left, but I can't get anything out of this container anymore. So I'm going to call it quits and say that this one is done. I don't think it had that much in it when I weighed it the first time, but let's see. It weighed 190 grams the first time, and now it's weighing 118. So I guess that was mostly bottle the last time. So I'm going to put this in my empties. For other primers, I had the Lancôme La Basse. I'm really scraping off the sides with this one. I think I only have 1 or 2 uses left, but I do want to use every last drop of this. It's now weighing 78 grams and it was weighing 80, so that's more than the Meteorites primer. So this one can remain in my project pan for just a little while longer. And finally I have the Too Faced primer. I think there's barely anything left in this one. I'm really squeezing the tube quite firmly every time. I did use this a couple of times, but I don't think there will be much progress. It's weighing 27 and it was weighing 28. So I guess my primer usage is pretty consistent with all of these. So this one can remain for just a little while longer. And I had 2 foundations in my project pan and I did finish one of them. I finished the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I had it in the shade Snow. And I think this is the foundation that's the oldest in my collection, so I'm very happy to get rid of it. Every other foundation I own is pretty much still very alive and kicking. So this one was definitely the oldest one. As you can see, the logo has even rubbed off. I did kind of like this in the end. I just had to pair it with the right primers. But that's okay. I still have my summer shade left. Except that I don't ever get my summer shade anymore because I'm inside all the time. But let's keep hoping that some year I'll be tan enough to wear my summer shade and I can wear this foundation again. So this is going into my empties. The second foundation in this project is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I have mine in the shade 101 Bone, which I think is the lightest warm leaning shade. God, words are so hard sometimes. So I didn't wear this a lot because I was trying to finish the other one. But let's see, it did weigh 112 the last time and it's now weighing 110. So I think I wore it like 2 times. Maybe 3. I do really like this foundation. I discovered that I also really like it as a more natural foundation for some reason. Because it's pretty high coverage, but it doesn't look very cakey. So it's quite perfect that it's in my project. I also had 2 concealers in my project. The first one is the Born This Way concealer by Too Faced again. As you can see, there is a little bit of glass visible, so that shows me that this one isn't going to last that long anymore, but it is a giant bottle, so you never know. I did use this quite a lot, so I'm curious how far I've gotten. I do actually really like this one. I also have this one in 2 shades, so if I ever got through it, I would maybe even repurchase it, but it is getting a little bit older. So that's why it's in the project. It used to weigh 67. Oh, it's only weighing 66 now. Huh. I guess I'm a little bit disappointed by that. I used it at least 10 times, I'm pretty sure, but I guess you don't use that much. My second concealer was the Urban Decay Stay Naked concealer. I do really like this one, but it's a little bit too dark for me. It's about my skin tone. So I wear this as an all-over concealer, but I don't usually spot conceal because I feel like blemishes are part of life, and if I want them covered, I'll just use a more high coverage foundation. But I did wear it a couple of times did wear it a couple of times in combination with my white concealer. So this weighs 29 right now, and I have it down for 28. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah, if I put it right side up, it's still 28, so I'm going to put it down for 28. Then I had 2 setting sprays, and I actually finished one of them. As I mentioned the first time when I introduced my project pan, both of these were almost gone. One I really liked, which is now completely gone, which is the Ethos setting spray. This is super cheap in the Netherlands, and I really liked this one. I feel like it worked. It had a nice spray. If they still make this stuff, I think I'm going to repurchase it. So that can go into my empties. Then the other spray I have is the Anastasia Dewy Set, and I kind of lost interest in this one, or I actually kind of hate this one now, because every time I use it, it gets all blotchy, so parts of my powder become a little bit more wet, and then I have these little droplets on my face that dry like droplets. I mean, there are visible little droplets on my face even after it dries. So I'm going to finish it up because there's so few of it left. But I really don't like this one anymore. I feel like it's a little bit too shiny as well. I think there are actually glitter particles in this one, but I'm not even sure. I was going to wear it right now just to get rid of it a little bit faster, but I was worried that I would ruin my makeup for the video, so I didn't. That should tell you enough. But I will finish it up. Oh, by the way, it's weighing 69 right now. And it was weighing 74, so I guess I made more progress than I thought. Now we're going into the liquid bronzer and cheek category. First I have this, let me shake it up, it looks gross. This Bareminerals liquid bronzer, which is beautiful. I really like this one. I just keep forgetting to use it, but I did use it a couple of times. It's now weighing 81 and it was weighing 82. So I guess that's not a lot of progress, but still, I made some progress. There's 40 mils in this, so I think that's decent. Then I have 2 stick blush products. One is the Sisley blush, and I don't think I wore this even one time. I completely forgot about this one. I did wear the other one a couple of times, which is the Clarins one, the double-ended one. But like I said, I kind of forgot about this one. So it's probably still weighing 24, yeah. And I can't imagine that I've used so much of this stick that it's actually weighing something different, but let's see. Yeah, that one is still weighing 36. And then there's a third one I forgot to use. Oh, this is so bad. I had this Face Studio Chrome Jelly highlighter that I really wanted to use, and I didn't think about it. So that one is still weighing 39. I really gotta pay attention to those. Then we're entering the realm of the usage products. So I have a couple of liquid eyeshadows, which I only have to use a couple of times. The first one is my Stila liquid eyeshadow. I didn't use this one, but I did use the other ones. So that still stays in the project. I have 2 Chanel liquid eyeshadows, the Ombre Premiere Look. As you can see, I am using these. There is visible progress in these. I have the shades Royon and Rising Sun. This is Royon, this is Rising Sun. Rising Sun I used once, but I did also use it on my cheeks once, I'm pretty sure. So I'll count it as once, but technically it's twice, but that's okay. And then the Royon I used 3 times, so that's 3 out of 5, which I think is pretty good for the first month. I think the usage goals on these were a little bit low actually, but I do have a lot of these kinds of products, so it was necessary. Then finally in this category I also have this Sisley Ombre stick. What is this called? Stylo d'Ombre, I think. Fido Eye Twist. I'm just imagining names here. I have it in this beautiful brown shade, and I did use it once to line my lower lash line. So out of 5 times. So that one's going steady and slowly getting there. Then the next product I finished up, and I think this is the last one. I finally finished up my Meteorites powder by Guerlain. This was my favorite powder for about 2 years. I own it for about 3 years now. And look, it's completely gone. I used it up yesterday and I was so excited. I really like this one. I wish it was still produced, but it's not. So I can't repurchase it and I think it's okay. I have my Essence powder now, which I don't love as much, but which does the job. So this one can say goodbye. Oh, I used to bring this everywhere, especially the first couple of months that I got it. I really took it everywhere and I reapplied and nostalgia. But I am going to throw it away in my empties. Then I also put in the Bareminerals Mineral Veil. And I kind of keep forgetting about this one. Sometimes I like the little bit more dewy appearance and then I don't want to set my whole face with powder, so I don't use it. And when I should be using it, I keep forgetting it. So I'm sure this one still weighs the same. Yeah, it still weighs 47. I have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. I did start liking this one again. I did say in my previous introduction that it is a little bit too light for me, but I do like that for classes now. I've sort of found a purpose for it. I think I will repurchase this one in a slightly darker shade, but it's alright. I like using it. So I did expand the pen a little bit. And I did use this a couple of times, but I don't think there's going to be a weight difference. So this did weigh 134 and now it's weighing 133. So slowly but surely we're getting there. Second, I had the Dior highlighting quad, and the funny thing is I used to use this all the time, and that's one of the reasons I put it in my project. Then I kind of forgot it was in my project because I didn't put it back in the little case and I forgot to use it. So I think if I hadn't done anything I would have used it more. But I kind of figured, oh, it's not part of my project pan, so I should be using something else. And well, it was, and I didn't. So I did use it a couple of times, but as you can see there is quite a distinct pan. Well, not a real pan, but there's sort of a hole in one of the shades. This weighed 63 times when introduced and it's now weighing 62. So I guess that's not bad for a highlighter. The other highlighter I had in this list is the Becca highlighter in the shade Pearl. And I recently discovered that I don't really like this one. I feel like it looks very pretty, but then after a little while it sort of fades away from your face. Like, this is beautiful, but somehow when applied with a brush it just doesn't work so well. So I am going to try to finish it up, but I'm a little bit disappointed. Maybe I already said that. I'm sorry if that's the case. So this weighed 61 grams and it's now weighing 61. I did use it a couple of times, but oh well. I had 2 eyeshadow palettes in here and I think I used both of them once, so I guess that's not a huge improvement. But I had the MAC Holiday palette from 2020 and my goal in this one is to have one pan, and that would probably be the lavender shade. And I did use this once and I really loved the look, so I should just take it out more often. Maybe now that winter is coming I can use it a little bit more. So this weighed 81 and it's still weighing 81. Second, I had the Dolce & Gabbana palette. This one with the nice tropical shades. I think I actually wore this twice. I wore the blue colors and I wore the green colors, but when I wore the green colors they sort of disappointed me a little bit. Maybe it's getting old, but I thought that this lighter green shade just wasn't that impactful. I do still really like the blue shades, but there's just something about that green shade that just isn't optimal anymore. But I still want to keep my usage goals. So I wanted 2 pans in this one. It weighed 72 and it's now still weighing 72. Then I have a couple of brow products. I have this I wanted to say clear. It is Colored Brow Gel by Kruidvat. I still have a love-hate relationship with this one. It's now starting to dry down a little bit, and that does make it easier, but it's also making me a little bit less cautious. So the result is still a little bit too extreme. I'm now wearing my Dior eyebrow gel, and I think that's just a lot easier. But I think I'm getting to the end with this one, so that's good. It was weighing 12 and it's now weighing 11. I was wrong, I do actually have one more empty to show you. I also had the Benefit Goof Proof pencil on the list. This is in the shade 3.5 and I used it up. I really can't get any more out of it. It's completely flat. So yeah, I used up a brow pencil. This may not seem so shocking to most people, but I don't really use these very often. So for me, it's quite the victory. So that's the 5th empty that I actually have for this video. And I think that's pretty decent for 1 month. Even though most of these products were almost gone when I put them in, but shh. And then I also had the micro filling pen by Benefit in here, just because I suspected that it would be drying out. But it felt like it was still pretty much alive. So I did use it a couple of times, but not excessively. So I think it's still, it says it's weighing more. It now says it's weighing 7. And now it's 6, so it's still weighing 6. Then I have the Ysl Mascara. This is the Effet Fossile in this beautiful sort of aubergine color. I am wearing it on my lashes right now. And I love using this. I don't think it's going to last very much longer. I did use it quite a couple of times. It's really starting to become very thick and it is also starting to get very old. So I think this will be 1 more month and then I have to throw it away. But it did last quite a long time. So this was weighing 25 and it's now weighing 26. I think there's something different with my scale today. Something seems wrong. Yeah, it really says 26. I'm going to write down 26. It's not really a problem, but it's weird. And finally I have a couple of lip products. I had the Rimmel Lip Liner in here. This one in 1000 Kisses, which is the brand name. It's in the shade, or is that the shade name? No, I don't think so. No, the shade is Red Dynamite. And I did use this once, I think. Yeah, I only used it once. But it's still working fine, so that's a relief. I guess this is pretty old. So I'm sure it's still weighing the same. No, it's actually, yeah, it is weighing the same. Then I put in this red lipstick to combine with the lip liner, and I don't think I used it 0 times. It's this red. My idea was to use this one and the lip liner both 30 times before the end of the year, but I sort of forgot about it. I used other reds when I was wearing red. I did actually rediscover my love for red lipsticks, but I didn't rediscover my love for this one apparently. I did wear this one a little bit more. I think I wore it 2 times. I did want to finish this one all the way up. And it's getting there. I'm starting to need a lip brush to get to the bottom of this. I used my Rimmel Lip Liner with this one instead. So it's now weighing 23 and it was weighing 24, so there you go. Then I have this liquid lipstick, a mini from Too Faced. I am wearing it right now. This is in the shade Sugar Cookie. And I love this one and I wore it a couple of times. I only wore it 2 times apparently, but I do really like this one. I think I actually wore it more, but I forgot to put it down, but that's okay. I'll just keep it at 2. This one was weighing 19 and is still weighing 19, so 2 times is probably right. And the last product we're discussing today is this Clinique Lip Gloss. As you can see, it's becoming very see-through. I am using this one quite a lot, just in between instead of a lip balm. So my goal was to finish this one up. It's now weighing 8 grams and it was weighing 10. So I think that's decent product. I think that's decent progress. God, these names. Progress for a lip gloss. So that's everything that I was supposed to keep you in the know about. I'm not going to add any new products. I think I'm just going to focus on the ones that are in here today and then add new ones at the start of the new year. You know, start a fresh project ban and then make it a rolling project. I do feel like I still have quite a lot of everything, and I don't really have any old products I want to throw in or stuff that I want to go through faster. So I think I'm just going to keep it at this. Maybe there's one exception. I don't have a pressed powder in here anymore. And I do have one that I don't really like, or at least that's a little bit of a hassle. So I'm going to force myself to use this pressed powder by Chanel a little bit more. It's a beautiful powder, it just gets hard pans so easily that it's sometimes not even usable. So I'm just going to try to use this a little bit more often. And I think that's it. It's now weighing 69, so I'm going to put that down and then it'll count as the next month's project. I'm going to try to have a ban in this, but I don't think it's going to work. Well, that was it for my project ban update. I hope you liked this video. If so, please consider subscribing and I will see you in the next one.